In the name of Allah, the Rahman and the Rahim. Dear students and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome you all in today's lecture. Topic for today's lecture discussion is negotiation of meaning. Negotiation of meaning explains that what type of problem occurs in the process of communication or in conveying of meanings. So, negotiation of meaning is a process that speakers go through to reach a clear understanding of each other. Like, this topic explains that how speakers communicating clearly, how they are conveying their ideas in successful ways. So, this process, negotiation of meaning, involves three key components like NNS, and communication. NS means native speakers or non-native speakers and the process of communication. Like sometimes we are having native speakers, they are conveying their ideas, or sometimes native speakers with non-native speakers, they are like remain busy in communication. So these are the key components in negotiation of meaning. Negotiation of meaning refers to the modification of interaction that occurs when learners experience difficulties in message comprehensibility. Yes, when learners having or users having problems in comprehension of a message. So this negotiation of meaning takes place. Negotiation of meaning is a process of solving communication obstruction, like problems in communication. So how these problems will be avoided from the communication. So negotiation of meaning basically tries to solve communication barriers, communication problems that might occur during the interaction when one of the interaction participants perceive that there is a possible misunderstanding and if not solved will disrupt the flow of communication. Yes, when a speaker, when a learner he perceives, he thinks that there is problem in communication, if that problem is not solved, so ultimately there will be problem in understanding for the listeners, for the readers. So negotiation of meaning, during negotiation of meaning, we try to make the input comprehensible. Yes. So the focus point in negotiation of meaning is comprehensibility of a message or understanding of a message. So we focus on the understanding of the message to convey message in comprehensible way, okay, for the readers, for the audience, for the listeners. Now there is activity, dear students, like one's foot in the grave. So what it means, if we look at that sentence, that phrase, so apparently one's foot in the grave meaning is different, but in depth it conveys something different, okay? Learners must be given opportunities in the classroom to interact with both the teacher and fellow learners through turn-taking, giving feedback to speakers, asking for clarification, and starting and ending conversations. Like dear students, it's for classroom activities that learners or users of language should be given opportunities, enough opportunities will be given to them that they will be allowed to interact with both with teachers and with fellow members, with classmates, okay, through turn-taking process, are giving feedback to teachers or to other fellows. to speak, like to make speaking activities. So they will be allowed to do these things inside the class. So then they can improve their like negotiation of meaning will be taking place. So they will be making improvement. In other words, learners should be able to express, interrupt, and negotiate meanings. Yes. So, these activities will be giving them experience that how problems occur in the process of communication and how these problems will be solved. Okay. The process of negotiation of meaning involves actions such as trigger, signal, response, and follow up. These are the four components or elements that are involved in the process of communication, in the process of negotiation of meanings. So, stages, like these are the different four stages in the negotiation of meanings. Firstly, we have trigger. Second, we have signal, response, and follow up. This is the last step. So, the trigger. Trigger is the beginning of a negotiation of meaning. It includes any utterance that results in or is expected to result in communication breakdown. Yes. So trigger is the like it is the start point of negotiation of meaning. So it includes any utterance, any talk, any utterance, any sound or any word utterance, okay, that results in or expected to result in communication breakdown, that makes problems, okay, that communication break occurs. So that's why this is called trigger. Like start, it's the start point. The signal, the second point is the signal. So when there is a trigger, then signal comes. The signal draws attention to a potential or real communication breakdown. Like due to trigger is basically breakdown in communication, dear students. So the signal is for that very breakdown, okay? A potential or real communication breakdown. So the term signal refers to utterance or nonverbal indicators made in response to a problematic utterance of the speaker, the trigger. Okay, like the trigger is the problematic response or which is the problematic start or problem in communication, a breakdown. Okay, so in response to the trigger, there comes signal. Okay, like now response will be there. The response is a reply to an indication of a real suspected communication problem. Yes, so the response will be from the speaker, from the beginner of the lecture or communication, who is taking start in communication for response. That very person will be responsible. Then follow up, the last step. Follow up moves contain information about whether the communication modification have been successful or not. Like when there is problem in communication, then signal comes. For signal there is response, and then response will be follow up. Okay, the response will be checked that either the response is successful or unsuccessful. So the follow up marks the closing of negotiation as speakers signal comprehension or move to a new topic or aspect of the topic. Like dear students, we are taking examples. For example, if a person says, my father is in the hospital, this is trigger. This is problematic statement. Okay, this is a problem. Communication breakdown. So my father is in hospital. This is breakdown in communication. Then comes in hospital. Oh, so sad. Like signal. It's for the first one. In hospital. Oh, so sad. Like this response is now response. Look at the response. No, he is a doctor. Like it's response for the clarification of the problematic statement. Okay. For the clarification of misunderstanding, dear students, negotiation basically means that to avoid misunderstanding from the process of communication, okay, to clarify the concept, okay, to avoid breakdown from communication. So my father is in hospital. Now it is expected that the person who is listening to that statement or reading to that statement, he or she will be getting misinterpretation or misleading trigger is there, problem is there in hospital. Oh, so say it. No, he is a doctor. Okay. Oh, I see. Now this to check the response that he is taking or not, or response is successful or not. So, oh, I see. So thanks for watching, dear students. If you have any problem, any difficulty in this concept of negotiation of meaning, you can ask in comments. Assalamu alaikum.